Hello everybody and welcome back to Stellaris, where, we may have missed a boat on this. However, can I just point out the irony of the League of Non-Aligned Powers being basically the entire galaxy. They are non-aligned, they are aligned in their non-alignment. I like it. So anyway, of course, we're going to tick forward here. We do have 3,000 alloys that we are wanting to spend, but on what? We have 500 days on our Mega Shipyard framework. 2,300 days on our Science Nexus site. So, with that being the case, our best choice at this point is, I think, to put it into our fleets. So go ahead and do that. We need 27,000 more into our fleets. And we also are pretty negative on volatile motes right now. That is something that we should deal with. We're also a little bit negative on consumer goods. Let's go up and see if we've got anything to work on our colonies. The answer is no. I think we're starting to hit that population growth slowdown that is in the mid to late game now. Most likely is what we're probably seeing here. However, we are going to continue to expand. We are going to spend additional alloys on building more habitats. That is actually quite important, and we have constructed our habitat out over here. We absolutely want to get this colonized right now. So we're going to get that going, and can we build another colony in Haven Sky? I want to check. Yes, there are more habitats that we can build in Haven Sky, so that's perfect. We're going to come on over here and continue to build those. Some of these are going to be designed for getting us volatile motes and exotic gases. Those are not job efficient, so we're going to have to be somewhat careful on that front. But we do have our generator station here, or rather our trade station, and this will remain a trade station. So that should be just fine for now. Excellent. So we still can have about 40 more naval cap before we exceed our naval cap. And we're going to get an anchorage in here in a moment, so that'll come up by a little bit. 988. Okay. Yeah, that'll do. Excellent. So for now, our neutrality is being respected, and that's great. That's buying us time to work our way through our large alloy deficit that we've built up. We're very, very happy about that. We did just get some army health. That's okay. We may actually want to start thinking about enlarging our army. Our army is not very big right now. To that end, I'm going to go ahead and queue up additional armies. So what do we want? Probably clone armies, and these are exactly the same, right? Actually, these guys hit a little bit harder. So we're going to have these clone armies go ahead. We're going to aim for somewhere around 100 clone armies. We currently have 14, so we need like 86. That's quite a number, for sure. And the upkeep on this is fairly high, so that's definitely something to think about. Yeah, the ruler mandate was unfulfilled. I've not been paying any attention to the ruler mandate. Maybe we should, but for now, we haven't been. And actually, we can back off a few of these. I believe that's the number that we need, but I might be one off on that. We'll see. Zero indexing makes it a little bit awkward. We're negative on food all of a sudden. That surprises me to a small extent, I suppose. Let's see if that flips around. I believe that we had a pop reallocation, so that's probably what's going on there. If that's the case, then that's not a big deal. I do want to check in on our Mega Shipyard. That is 215 days remaining. Let's go ahead and do one more reinforce. We need 20,000 there. And what was that just popped up? Something about a colonial outpost? Oh, that must be our, our Haven Sky habitat. That'll be fine. Excellent. Armor hit points. Fantastic. Energy weapon attack speed is going to be finishing up shortly as well. So we do need to address this food consumer goods issue. But for right now, there's not too much to be done there because we are lacking in population. That's okay. Energy weapon attack speed, and we're going for energy credits from jobs next. That's fine. We're going to be spending quite a bit on our army. So that's definitely something to think about. As our army enlarges. At this point, we're going to work on getting ourselves additional alloys, because our mega shipyard is going to be finishing up in just 100 days. We definitely need to work on saving up some alloys for that. So that's perfect. The real question is, how is this war going? Interestingly, is the answer. Let's take a look at the Natraxi here. They are at 3-3 and 6-3. Okay. That's fine. For right now, we're completely comfortable with this. What I want at the end of this war, at the end of the war in heaven, which we are sitting out, what I want is for this coalition to break apart. And then we can start taking them apart. Now, if this hadn't have happened, if the war in heaven hadn't have happened right now, I would have strongly considered attacking the Dystican Unity by now. As it is, unfortunately, we simply can't. The Mega Shipyard is going to require 10k to continue upgrading, and we'll have that shortly. We are at 5k right about now. So that'll do just fine. We do have a tradition here, and we could take Governor level cap and influence, or we could take enforcers and enhanced surveillance. I'm not too interested in either of those, really, although edict capacity wouldn't be awful, and resource output from workers and slaves would be good. So we'll work our way down over here. I mean, filling out the domination tree is important, but we're not super keen on it for the moment. We do want to do a little bit of economic work here. And one thing that we could do, actually, is we could take these anchorages up to citadels and put in hydroponics bays. It's an option. It's not a very alloy-efficient option. Oh, okay. Regrettably, 2 of our ships have been lost in an accident during a routine training exercise. It would appear several of our fleet's onboard combat computers were affected by a high-level targeting systems malfunction, resulting in a burst of friendly fire that totaled 2 vessels before an emergency manual override could be issued. The defective combat computers will be reprogrammed immediately. The Ruby's defeat loses 2 ships, and what ships did we lose? We lost a cruiser and a destroyer. That's not a big deal. Okay, sounds good. So the Tatanga station will be done upgrading in 440 days. That's excellent. And we're going to be able to get our mega shipyard going here in just a couple of months. We need 2,000 alloys. That won't take very long at all. How long do we have here on our Science Nexus? Okay, still a while yet. That's fine. So we're getting our Science Nexus ready to go. I want to take a look at, like, these guys. They're actually equivalent to us in tech. Beautiful. The Azerians are inferior. The Dysticans are now equivalent. The Space Elves are still superior. Okay, cool. The Valdari are superior. The Zikmok are superior. We are definitely getting there in terms of tech. Our technology is going very well. This bureaucratic center requires a job, and I'm actually going to put in an agriculture district here. This tech world requires a job. I'm not going to put in an agriculture district, but I am going to put in an alloy megaforge. Now, that's not going to help our volatile motes, that's for sure. This forge world requires a planetary capital upgrade. We'll go ahead and do that. This bureaucratic center requires a job. I want to check to see if there are any free... I don't think there are going to be any free exotic goods here. No, there aren't. I feel like we're going to be okay on Empire Sprawl because we're going to be going down by 25% once we get that edict capacity as well. I'm going to put a chemical plant in here. Now, that might be revisited later, and it's not super jobs efficient, but it's what we'll do for now. And we will put in an agriculture district here for now. Again, that might be revisited later. Now, this is an agriculture world, which will absolutely take an agriculture district. Excellent. So that will help out our food, consumer goods, and our volatile motes, but I don't expect it to fix any of those problems outright. It'll make it better, but it will not outright fix them. So that's fine. The Tatonga station will be done in 250 days now, and we are good to go on the mega shipyard, so we'll get that going. That is up to 1,200 days remaining, and this ship build speed is enormous, right? That's going to be a huge deal for us. This mining world requires a job. For now, I'm going to put in a city district, because I want additional building slots for this. Now, some of these worlds aren't specifically well... I was going to say themed, but that's not really what I'm looking for. Specialized. Specialized is more like the word I'm looking for. Some of them are fairly generic. Some of them are well specialized, like this one. Of course, we've got the alloy foundries, but we want that on every world eventually. The construction of the impressive Juggernaut has been completed. This mobile behemoth changes the paradigm of offensive warfare entirely. It can construct and repair ships on the front line, and is equipped with devastating firepower, allowing for a ceaseless assault of those who dare to stand against us. Only fools will oppose the democratic association of the majority of the Pictlings now. Go forth and conquer, indeed. Also, we got our kinetic weapon attack speed. That's beautiful. Checking in on our science ship. Not too much to be done there. Cool. So now we are still... They're still superior to us here. I want to check on the Kalazam Republic. Still superior, but we're definitely becoming a galactic contender. You can see here our naval cap we have exceeded. That's not shocking. That is pretty much what we expect. 135 days here. We are going to be able to get ourselves a little bit more naval cap. 12, to be precise. So this will bring us up to 1,000 naval cap. And for now, that will have to do. Okay, so we just discovered these guys. Cooperation will surely benefit us all. They're geckos. Maybe they'd be okay in the water, but we'll see. Remember, everyone will be underwater eventually. They want us an embassy, and that is fine. We'll go ahead and accept that. Anything going on in our colonies? That is a negative. We are up to 5.5k alloys, and the question is, do we want to save up? Or do we want to spend them on our fleets? I think we want to spend them on our fleets right now. So we'll get the Ruby Sufite ready to go. The Bronzite is proceeding. I would like to exceed our naval cap and get up to our full naval cap, which is 1,100, plus the Juggernaut. How much is the Juggernaut on the naval cap? Is that a 16? 32. It's a 32. So it will be at 1132 is going to be our final naval cap. We're going to exceed that a bit. That's definitely to be sure. We'll get those destroyers ready to go, and cell revitalization has finished up. We also finished colonizing one of our habitats. And that is this one. We, of course, put in our gene clinic here. Beautiful. I want to check in on our construction ship. Okay, 88%. So that's getting close. Fantastic. Checking in on our colonies. Not too much to be done there. We're definitely starting to get to the point. Okay, I just want to see here. 6378. 5517. Okay, that's without edicts, though. So we're comparable to the Space Elf League in that regard. Fantastic. We also want to continue to upgrade our Strategic Coordination Center. Now, we can't do that right now because we are currently building 2 mega structures. But we will get that done soon enough. Is this a final upgrade for the Mega Shipyard Core? I don't know. I can't remember if this is the final one or not. If it is, then we'll immediately start working on the Strategic Coordination Center, and that'll be fine. Of course, the Science Nexus is still a high priority to boost up our science gains even more. And so that will be just fine. We're very close to our final naval cap right now, and this is not terrible in terms of the maintenance. The robotic workers on Detatok have resisted an influx of Pictling laborers, claiming recent geothermic instability in the region has made the area unsafe for organic habitation. Oddly enough, our planetary surveys have not been able to confirm these claims. If their claims cannot be confirmed, the robots will observe the chain of command. Why would a robot lie? Here's the thing. I realize that we may be moving towards an uprising by choosing that. I'm kind of deliberately doing that because we're waiting for the war in heaven to end before we can really do too much. And so I wouldn't mind a little bit of internal turmoil right now. That wouldn't be the worst thing. Now, it does bear noting that it's not the best time necessarily to be losing ships. But we'll see. We'll see. If it happens, it happens. If not, it doesn't happen, and that would be okay. We're going to come over here and continue to build habitats. Fantastic. We want to get Haven Sky extremely developed for the moment. Energy credits from jobs, and we're doing energy weapon attack speed next. Sounds good. We're still low on food and consumer goods, and I was hoping that we'd be a little bit better off than we are, but it's okay. The Tatanga station, we can get our last 2 anchorages, and I'm actually going to put the hydroponics bay here instead of the resource silo to help out with that food deficit. Excellent. We're still negative on volatile motes. That was also completely and totally expected. So we'll see what happens when we get our next unemployment and what we can do about those things. If worst case scenario, we can deal with it with our energy credits, although we're spending a lot of our energy credits now as well. Is that on naval cap mostly? Mostly, yeah. That is most of it. Okay, that's fair enough. We'll be reducing our naval cap exceeding soon enough, so that's fine. So the Valdari Peacekeepers have really started to expand over here. It looks like the Zikmok have been fighting the League of Non-Aligned Powers for a while. Cool. For now, we're not too upset with the Peacekeepers. They're imperious and supremacist, but every moment that goes by, we are catching up with them. Absolutely. This tech world has an open slot, and we're actually going to mark this as an agri world. And we're going to immediately put in a food processing facility and an agriculture district here. Excellent. That will help offset that. And what else do we have going on here? This tech world, this is not really a tech world. We're going to make this into an industrial world, I think. That's just upkeep reduction? Yes. We're going to mark this as an industrial world, and we're going to immediately put in a civilian industry here. We're also going to eventually want an alloy foundry, so we'll get that going as well. This tech world requires an upgrade. This is not, in fact, a tech world. Currently, we have moat harvesting traps on here, and what we're going to make this into is actually a refinery world. And we're going to immediately put in also if I can find it, chemical plant. Oh, we need the planetary administration first. So we'll come back to that. Cool. So all those things together should help offset our issues here. And we should actually be in a much better position now. That's excellent. We're at 7.3k, and how long on our constructions here? 518 days on our Mega Shipyard Core. 721 on our Science Nexus site. So I think that we have enough time to probably finish reinforcing our Bronzite Suphite. We still need another 6,719 alloys to get this done. That'll be fine. Actually, 1094 would be our navy size after reinforcement. Okay, that's fluctuating all over. I'm not sure exactly why, but sure. That's fine. Okay, so we're at 1100 exactly right now. Yeah, 1132, what I thought it would be. Perfect. So our energy credits are definitely not supporting this super well. There's no doubt about that. And the Azerian Authority claimed one of our systems. Hilarious. So we're currently negative in energy credits. For now, that's okay. We did expect this to happen. This habitat requires jobs. And this is set up as a trade station right now, and actually I do want it to be a trade station. We're going to put in a trade district to help offset those energy credit costs. Cool. So that'll be fine. Our food is also being a little bit offset. Currently, we are positive again on consumer goods, and that's perfect. I want to finish up getting our fleet reinforced here. So 4829. We're going to have that done quite soon. And we can definitely see the Dystican unity up here is getting crushed by the Valdari Peacekeepers. Good for them.
Technology secured.
What tech did we just get? We got explosive weapon damage. Okay, that's not particularly relevant. 3 more Corvettes. All we need is 14 more in total. Excellent. So yeah, about 3,000 alloys. So we'll just hold off on that for the moment. I want to double check this again. 300 days there. Yeah, that's plenty of time. Cool. We are, of course, still recruiting our clone armies, and that will continue to drive our energy credits downward. That's fine. We want to continue to increase our energy credit gains with our 2 trade stations here. This station, I'm not sure what we're going to do with it exactly yet. We'll see. We may end up making it into another trade station if this continues being rough like this. So 11% doesn't feel like a lot, but it really kind of is. When you consider that we're spending 1934.93 per month right now on our ships, 11% is quite a bit. Oh. I didn't realize we still had an archaeological site in Hyamet. I guess we could go do that. May as well. That'll be fine. So the Tatanga station is going to finish up its hydroponics bay. That will offset our food at the cost of energy credits. So we're a little concerned about our energy credits right now, and it's going to continue to get worse for a little bit here, although we are now maxed out on our fleets for the moment. So that's perfect. We can now bank alloys for our megastructures. Now we're going to be running out of volatile motes. In fact, we are out of volatile motes right now, and we want to re-up our nanite actuators for sure. We're on capacity and forge subsidies right now, and we do have a recycling campaign active as well. Okay, so we do need to buy in a few volatile motes. We're going to buy in 100 of those. That will buy us some time. Not a lot, but a little bit of time. This trade station requires housing. Now, these trade districts are housing negative. There are 5 jobs and only 3 housing. And we can't build housing here. So we actually need to put in a single habitation district for now. That'll do. We just got edict duration. That's fine, I guess. Okay, sounds good. So our economy is a little unbalanced, and it's mostly due to our naval cap right now. There's no doubt about that. We're going to get food from jobs here. That's a pretty good one, actually. And I want to check here. We could go for Starbase cap to work up our naval cap a little bit, but I don't feel like that's amazingly worthwhile. We're going to stick on the food from jobs. That'll be okay. Cool. So, I mean, we can continue to sell off our minerals. We can sell off even more than we are right now. But we certainly do need to work on our energy credit balance. There's no doubt about that. We're also buying in three volatile motes. I would like to have all of this go away eventually and not be reliant on any market trades. For right now, we definitely need to wait on our population growth a little bit. That is our biggest issue at the moment. The mega shipyard is now fully online. It can produce starships at an unprecedented volume. Beautiful. We've received accounts of unusual behavior exhibited by robotic units on Detatok. At unpredictable intervals, a number of our planet-side robots will cease all assigned functions and begin moving to a seemingly randomly determined location in complete synchronicity, timed down to the millisecond. During these bizarre congregations, the affected robots do not appear to engage in any observable form of communication or data transfer. They just stand there, completely still, staring. Investigation has been unable to determine a reason behind this recent phenomenon. The duration for which the robots remain in this trance-like state before resuming normal functions varies, as does their time of triggering and destination. No logical correlation or causation has been found, and our population is understandably distressed by these eerie gatherings. So we could lose a robot pop, or we could just say, you know what, as long as they don't cause trouble. That's what we're going to do, because I'm curious to see what this path goes down. Let's see what happens. And like I said, a little internal turmoil while we're waiting for this war is not the end of the world. In the meantime, of course, we are still working on our economy and getting that a little bit more on track. Our primary issue right now is indeed that we're over our naval cap. That's increasing the cost of our maintenance on our military ships by 12%, which is considerable. That is quite considerable. We need to increase our naval cap by over 1,000, or not 1,000, over 100. 1,000 would be insane. That would be absolutely insane. Completely bonkers, in fact. So we're going to be working next in terms of our alloys on the Strategic Coordination Center to boost up our naval cap. That will give us an additional 50, which will be a big deal, actually. It will cost us 25 in monthly upkeep, but I do believe it will be worth that. Fairly certain of that. Like 10% of 2,000 is 200, right? So yeah, that should be worth it, in theory. It is, however, time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and next episode, we're going to continue to work on our economy a little bit and see what's going to go on with these robots. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and I will see you all next time.